We don't normally do this here. We do it in the other gaff.
I don't like it. It's weird. I don't like change, Steve.
But this is very on topic, so people either love this or hate this, but it's only talking about one topic, and the topic I want to talk about today is Mason Mount a future Manchester United player? And by the future, I mean this summer.
Can I answer it with 2 words? Hopefully not.
All right, you really built that up to be seriously dramatic, and then like...
All right, can I answer it in 2 words? Fuck no. I've counted in my head. I'm sure that was 32 seconds.
All right, okay. All right, well, allow me to present a case?
Okay, go on. I like it when you do this.
So you've got Bruno Fernandes.
Yep, mint.
You've got, I think, Ten Hag trying to be tactically flexible.
Okay.
We've seen Bruno Fernandes on the right-hand side. We've seen Jadon Sancho down the centre. We've seen him also try and go to a midfield free with a single pivot, pair of 8s.
Yep.
We've seen that. Having somebody in like a Mason Mount, right? Is Mason Mount a bad player?
He's not bad.
He's not a bad player.
No,
right?
I'll give you that.
You absolutely cannot say Mason Mount is a bad player.
No.
Is he having a bad season?
He's not right. Here's the thing: he's having a pretty bad season because look at where Chelsea are. Look at the fact his numbers aren't great this season, and he's not really influenced the games that you'd want him to for a player of that ability, supposed ability. My problem with Mason Mount is this very much feels like almost like a bit, not even a sideways step. It's just not a step forward. I don't think Mason Mount comes into this Manchester United team, and I'll be honest with you, I don't think he's as good as Eriksen. I don't think he's as good as Bruno. I don't even know if he's as good as Sabitzer. I know the different types of players. I'll be honest.
I think he's in that wheelhouse, me.
Right. I just feel that he's a player that can flatter to deceive, and I think that he could come to United, and Mason Mount, if you were to play him, let's say he played 30 games, he could get you sort of 5 goals and 5 assists. You need more than that. United's next step is winning a title. Is Mason Mount a title-winning player? I don't think he is. Now, I know what you're going to say. Won the Champions League. Ryan Bertrand won the Champions League. Yeah?
I don't think Ryan Bertrand had the same level of impact as Mason.
All right, that's a fair point. But you can win a Champions League by having a good run, a purple patch, or things just gelling together. You know, Porto have won the Champions League by just having an amazing season.
Okay, but this is a player that's got back-to-back player of the year for Chelsea. I think last season, 13 goals, 15 assists from midfield.
Yeah.
It's not quite Bruno numbers, but that's very, very good numbers.
Overall, I think he's a 1 in 3. I think his numbers are around assists and goals, 1 in 3. Bruno is a bit of an anomaly, 1 in 2. Quite consistent with that. So there's not a massive disparity, and he's not someone who's completely ineffective. But I just don't feel that when I look at someone like Mason Mount, it's someone who go, yes, if we get him, we're going to be challenging Manchester City. We're going to be going for that title. I don't think he gets anywhere near City's team.
No, but that's not what I'm selling, Jay.
Okay, go on.
I'm not selling him as the guy that comes in and saves Manchester United and carries us to a new title. I think you need a striker. I could argue a right back. 100%. But I think we have seen the over-reliance on one midfielder. Now, I'm not saying that Mason Mount comes anywhere near replacing Casemiro.
Yeah.
But I think more irons in the fire, more tools to do the job, more players in that area of the pitch. Yeah. There's a few things going on at Chelsea. One of the things going on at Chelsea at the moment is they've got so many shiny things. It looks like a Swarovski crystal advert, right? So many shiny things, right?
Yeah.
They have got more flavours of the month than they've got taste buds.
Right, okay.
They have got more new shiny midfielders than they know what to do with.
Yeah.
So, homegrown, unfortunately, and we've seen it at Manchester United, homegrown gets launched down the pecking order right or wrong. Whether it should or shouldn't, the players that come in with a transfer fee attached to them get favoured and get treated differently and get given more leeway than this kid that came through the academy. For me, Mason Mount is a good, very good Premier League footballer. And I think Chelsea this season is going to be an absolute fire sale in the summer. And I think he would cost you so like pathetic amount of money, like 15 million, 20 million, like a proper nominal whatever kind of admin fee that you would get for him. And I think because you're going to get him for such a knockdown price, I think this season he's probably suffered on the back of the constant change, no idea who's playing, all the shiny things. He's not really got a value associated with him. And I think he's the one that's ended up a little bit at the bottom of that pile. I think there's a real player in there. And I would be massively keeping an eye on all of the exits coming out of Chelsea because there's going to be some bargains to be had.
I mean, I'll give you this, that I think Erik Ten Hag can get the best out of players. And there's enough talent there in Mason Mount to do something with. He's not completely rubbish at football. He's not a particularly exciting player. And I think there's something there with his personality. It's a bit Tory in it. It's just a bit beige. Do you know what I mean?
I'm not going to argue that point.
You know what I mean? Which sometimes puts you off a player.
He's been to the Henley boat race, and he's got more than one of those striped blazers.
Exactly.
And it wasn't a bet.
No, he is that guy.
He went there and bought a ticket.
Yeah, he loved it. It was, you know what I mean? He was
boat race is like, chin chin.
Yeah, hello, you bounder. So I get it. Like there's talent there. You can be put off by someone for their personality. You know, I remember when he was kicking off the Martinez, and Luke Shaw had to go and stop him from getting murdered. And you're like, what are you doing? You just get your head kicked in. You're not that guy. Now, my issue is, I actually think that Mason Mount, whilst he's all right, he's decent. I want a player who could come in, and if Casemiro gets his monthly suspension, or if Eriksen is injured for a long time, or if, I know Bruno plays every game, so it's unlikely everything happens to him, but if, let's say, for example, something did happen to him...
You imagine how knackered we'd be if it did?
I know, I don't even want to think about it.
That's why I buy Mason Mount.
Yeah, but I don't think he's that guy. I think you could go out and... There's not like loads of midfielders growing on trees, but I think you can get a better midfielder than Mason Mount, because my only concern is if Mason Mount, if you had to rely on him starting every week for Manchester United, and you were going in a title race, I don't think he's good enough.
Okay, I'll throw this one at you then. Okay. Would you rather have Mason Mount, who we know what he can do in the Premier League?
Yeah.
I think it would be fair to say.
Yeah, no, I'll give you that, yeah.
Or Donny van de Beek, who we don't know what he can do in the Premier League. Or we might do, but you're not going to like it.
I like the fact you've picked the one midfielder that never plays for us and the jury's still massively out on. But
he's a player that's on our books.
Okay, it's a fair question. I'd probably, just because your little mate, Ronaldo Brown, I know he didn't come up with this, but I always quote him, said, the best ability is availability. Donny's got none. So
Ronaldo sat in that chair last week and argued for Tony Marshall, by the way.
He's nothing if not completely consistent, innit? And I mean Ronaldo there, not Marshall. Well, both of them. So I'd probably go Mason Mount, but I'm not a massive Donny van de Beek fan either. I'm running out of years to see him play. I'm 40 odd years old, and I'm worried I'm never going to get to see him play consistently.
I think because of what you've already got in those existing positions, you're not necessarily trying to buy a starter in those areas. You're trying to buy depth.
Yeah.
So that's why I'd be trying to buy him. But anyway, you lot, let me know in the comments. Mason Mount, yes. Mason Mount, no. Does it make sense if he's a steal? Like, I wouldn't be breaking a bank for him, absolutely. But if he's one of the players... And by the way, I'll just get the notes from it. So it's Jacob Steinberg in The Guardian. I've not just invented this. Jacob Steinberg in The Guardian has come out and said he's on a list for United this summer, hence why me and Jay are talking about it. But I want to know your thoughts. Let me know in the comments. Mount, yes. Mount, no. See you in the next one. Hey, thank you for watching the video. If you are new around these parts, then don't forget to subscribe. My channel is proudly supported by my community on Patreon. If you'd like to get a little bit of extra content, a Discord group, meetups, five-a-side games, weekly podcasts, behind the scenes, and even an occasional bit of transfer news as and when I get it, then for the price of a pint, you can show your appreciation for the content that we make and get some goodies for doing so as well. Check the link in the description or click the button right here. You'll also find all of my socials here too if you want to follow me on any of those platforms. Nice one.